It is now 7 p.m. and I would like to call to order the October 19th, 2021 business meeting of the Board of Trustees of the Aldine Independent School District. Please stand and remain standing for the presentation of the colors and the Pledge of Allegiance and the Texas Pledge.
Art time, art. Hope, the faith. The pledge of allegiance. Colors.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state under God, one and indivisible.
Order, colors. Right, face. Forward, march.
All girls. This evening, our ethics statement, mission and vision statements, and our board goals will be presented by Mr. Steve Mead.
The board has adopted an ethics statement that affirms our commitment to ethical conduct. The statement is, the Board of Trustees is committed to and shall perform its duties ethically and according to our strategic priorities. We will model the highest standards of conduct. We will ensure that no personal value system or personal goal interferes with our duty as public servants. The public interest shall be the principle which guides the board in its deliberation and its decisions. Our vision statement, all Aldine ISD students will receive a dynamic and unparalleled education that guarantees choices and opportunities today and in the future. Our mission statement, Aldine ISD will provide a rigorous and enriching educational experience that prepares every student for success in college, career, and life. Our board goals, the board goals as aligned with the district's missions are: Goal 1, the percentage of grade 3 students who score at meets grade level or above on STAR reading shall increase from 30% to 40% by June 2025. Goal 2, the percentage of grade 3 students who score at meets grade level or above on STAR math shall increase from 39% to 49% by June 2025. Goal 3, the percentage of graduates who meet the criteria for college, career, and military readiness, that's CCMR, shall increase from 59% to 69% by August 2025. And Goal 4, the percentage of grade 8 students who score at meets grade level or above on STAR math shall increase from 49% to 65% by June 2025.
Thank you, Mr. Mead. We extend a warm welcome to everyone present and are pleased that you joined us tonight, as well as those viewing online. As we celebrate the achievements, review information, and make policy decisions related to the effective operation of the Aldine Independent School District, I would like to thank everyone for taking out of your time of your busy day and joining us tonight. Let the minutes reflect that all board members are in attendance. We have approval of the minutes of the previous meetings. Do we have a motion?
Yes, sir, we do. I move that the minutes of the board workshop on September the 21st and the minutes of the regular meeting and executive session on September the 21st and the minutes of the board workshop team of 8 on October 13th and 14th, 2021 be approved as printed.
Thank you, Ms. Avalos. Do we have a second?
Garcia, second.
Thank you, Dr. Garcia. We'll begin the vote with Mr. Bates.
Bates, yes.
Avalos, yes.
Booker, yes.
Esparza, yes.
Garcia, yes.
Mead, yes.
I vote yes as well. The motion carries. We will now hear from Ms. Katie Rohde, Chief of Schools.
Good evening, President Shanklin, Dr. Goffney, and members of the board. If you would please allow me a minute, we have some pretty remarkable students here, and I want to make sure that we get them to the front before I start this presentation. If you are here for the National College Board's National Recognition Program, could you please come to the front of the, in front of the dais? Thank you, Dr. Rodriguez. So we are here to recognize 28 Aldine ISD scholars who met recognition as part of the College Board's National Recognition Program. And this program creates pathways to college for students by awarding them academic honors and connecting them with universities across the country. Tonight, as we said, we recognize these 28 Aldine ISD high school students and who have been honored through this recognition program. In order to be eligible for the National Recognition Program, students must have at least a 3.5 grade point average or higher and identify as African American or Black, Hispanic American or Latinx, Indigenous, or attend a school in a rural area or small town. In addition, they must meet one of the following requirements: take the PSAT 10 in the spring of their sophomore year and score in the top 10% by state, take the PSAT in the fall of their junior year and score in the top 10%, or earn a score of 3 or higher on 2 or more AP exams by their junior year. This program is designed to honor student accomplishments and to help create additional pathways to college for underrepresented students. Students can include the academic honors on college and scholarship applications, and colleges around the country also use the list of honorees to identify high potential students. And if you would, I will be announcing the names, and if you could please raise your hand to be recognized. First, from Aldine High School, Lauren Baines. From Blanson Career and Technical Education High School, Alexander Guel. Elizabeth Zapata. Gabriel Aguilar. Giovanni Cortez. Leilani Diaz. Martine Sainz. Derek King. Jonathan Hartfield. From Carver High School, Ryan Randolph. From Davis High School, Rennie Hong. Mike Rodriguez. From Eisenhower High School, Sydney Pryor. And Tierra Anastasio. From MacArthur High School, Shanice Murphy. Alicia Garza. Emily Villegas Garcia. Carla Duran. Maylene Garcia. Melanie Fabela. And Vanessa Diosio. And from Victory Early College High School, Layla Adams. Jocelyn Awalabi. Maiwa Ogunbawale. Andrea Cruz. Kylie Irlas Flores. Graciela de la Cuesta. Nashali Diaz. And Jonathan Ortega. Those are the 28 scholars who earned either the National Hispanic recognition or the National African American recognition for Aldine ISD, but I am not through. We have one student from Blanson, who we already called, who in addition to receiving the National Hispanic Scholar Award, also is recognized as the National Commended Scholar, and that is Leilani Diaz. And just so you know, to achieve a commended scholar, they must be in the top 3 to 4% of scholars in the United States.
Wow. Congratulations.
And last but not least, we are proud to announce that we have a National Merit semifinalist from Davis High School, Rennie Hong. There you go. National Merit semifinalists are the highest scoring entrants in each state and represent the top 0.5% of the state's senior students. National Merit and Commended Scholars is still only based on the 11th grade, whereas all others are now based on 10th and 11th. We did have a National Merit last year, and we believe that Rennie will be representing us well this year. So please, if you could congratulate all of our scholars. And before we take pictures, I would also like to give recognition to the parents of these scholars who are here. If you are here, please stand up to be recognized. Parents, stand up. And finally, before we take our pictures, we would like to invite our high school principals to come on up as well so that they may be part of this celebration. So we're going to take a few pictures, if you could just give us a moment. Yes, sir. Aldine High School.
You got it. Go ahead.
Yep. Blanson, CTE High School, please come to the front.
You look this way, please. Ready? 1, 2, and 3, and 1, 2, 3. Okay.
Next, Carver High School.
Thank you.
Davis High School. MacArthur High School.
One second, I'll do it. Okay. Ready? Thank you.
And Victory Early College.
Okay, you ready? So this way, please. 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3. Thank you.
Get it? All right, so scholars, we would like to, I'm sorry, Eisenhower High School. I apologize, Ms. Davis. Sorry about that. Yes, can we have the National Merit semifinalist by himself, please? Oh, by himself or with the principal? Come on up, Mr. Watkins, thank you. Is the parent here as well? Rennie, are your parents here? There they go. So congratulations to all of our scholars. These are a huge accomplishment. We ask that you please come out to the foyer out here. We have a certificate for you, as well as some opportunities for more pictures and selfies outside. So can never have too many of those. Congratulations to all of our recognition scholars.
Congratulations to all of you. We will now have the recognition of staff, students, and patrons, and we will hear from Ms. Shalia Reed, our Chief of Staff.
President Shanklin, Dr. Goffney, and members of the board, I will tell you that's a hard act to follow. Can we give them one more round of applause? While we're here, I also want to acknowledge the students from Olson Elementary for leading us in the Pledge of Allegiance and the pledge to the Texas flag. You met Serenity and Tiara Parker. Serenity's in the 5th grade and Tiara's in the 4th grade. You also met Angela Martinez, a 4th grader, and Alea Martinez, who's in the 3rd grade. In addition, the MacArthur High School JROTC led us in the presentation of colors. We are now a few weeks into the fall season and enjoying everything that comes along with it. I saw some of you pull out your coats and your boots. You were ready for the fall breeze. From donning our favorite jersey to support our Houston Astros, fingers crossed they get it together, a colorful scarf to celebrate Hispanic Heritage Month, or our brightest pink blazers to acknowledge Breast Cancer Awareness Month. We have a lot to celebrate and many exciting things going on in our district. Because when we think of the fall season, we think of family. And I want to highlight and thank the Family and Community Engagement team for hosting the Family Fall Conference this Saturday. There was a wonderful turnout, and our families were provided with district and community information and resources ranging in everything from student support to mental health. Our students and their families are the reason we are here, and it is our pleasure to continue to serve them and continue along the journey in education. I would encourage you to continue watching our website and social media so that you can continue to stay connected to the things we're doing to support our community and our families. And finally, I want to acknowledge our Aldine ISD board member, Dr. Viola Garcia, for her appointment by the U.S. Secretary of Education to the National Assessment Governing Board. Congratulations. We will now acknowledge our employee recognitions. During each regular board meeting, we set aside time to recognize staff members that represent the district's highest values in the most exceptional ways. These employees should epitomize what it means to be an Aldine ISD leader, connecting with each other, inspiring themselves and others, and impacting student success. First, Dr. Robin Williams from Human Resources will recognize the Employee of the Quarter from Human Resources. Robin.
Thank you. Mr. Shanklin, Dr. Goffney, and members of the board, I'd like to present to you Ms. Maria Ochoa. Maria began her career in Aldine in 2016. She's been a part of the Human Resources Department ever since. In Aldine, there are 3 pillars that make up the core belief system by which we lead ourselves: to connect, to inspire, and to impact. I personally observed these 3 pillars from Maria, and she displays it every day with diligence, connecting with every person and ensuring they are served and assisted with equity, inspiring each candidate to continue to reach their full potential in whatever capacity they serve, and impacting the process to ensure that they lead with intention. Maria is an integral part of the human resources team, processing new employees and substitutes. She is professional, thorough, and efficient in her duties. As a result of that and your great work ethic, we have selected you unanimously, Maria, as the employee of the quarter.
Flowers.
Ooh. Come on down. She called him down already. Come on down.
Okay, you look this way, please. 1, 2, and 3, and 1, 2, and 3. Thank you.
I believe, Herman, this is National Bus Safety Week. So it is appropriate that Mr. Herman Inamorado, Executive Director of Transportation, will recognize their Employee of the Month.
Mr. Shanklin, Dr. Goffney, board members, those in attendance, on behalf of transportation, I would like to recognize Diana De Leon. If you could come on down. As she makes her way down, actually, she just celebrated her 50th birthday last week. So. Diana De Leon is a supervisor on the East Terminal location. She has been with the department for 13 years. She has done an outstanding job leading the drivers in the Aldine vertical. She oversees about 40 drivers and about 8 campuses. Diana ensures that all her routes are covered, campuses are cleared, and drivers receive any assistance while they're on the road. In addition to covering her routes, she also takes the time to work one-on-one with our younger drivers and also serves as a liaison between the campuses and transportation. Diana's leadership is truly felt in her Aldine vertical and within transportation. So on behalf of transportation, Diana, I want to present to you with this plaque.
I think she has a cheering section. Come on down.
Wow.
I'll just be somewhere here in the end.
All right, you look this way, please. Ready? 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3. Thank you.
Congratulations. Mr. Milo Ortiz, Executive Director of Buildings and Properties, will present the Building of the Month. I don't see Milo. Oh, he's coming.
All right, thank you. All right, good evening, President Shanklin, Dr. Goffney, members of the board, and all in attendance. It is my pleasure to come before you to recognize our Campus of the Month for October 2021. Buildings and Properties would like to recognize Rosalind Hunter, head custodian, and Kimberly Jenkins, principal of Kajawa Elementary. I'd like for them to join me at the podium here. Come up, right over it. There you go. So they can see. Kajawa Elementary is raising our youngest friends to one day be leaders in their communities. Helping in this mission and keeping Kajawa looking its best is Rosalind and her team. Together, our custodians impact Kajawa by keeping in good communication with the administration to support Kajawa's goals and providing a safe and conducive environment for our young students to learn. Rosalind Hunter has worked as a custodian in Aldine for 6 years, with 3 years being a head custodian. We thank Ms. Hunter, her staff, and Principal Jenkins for their leadership. On behalf of Buildings and Properties, it is my pleasure to present Kajau Elementary, the Building of the Month Award for October 2021. Congratulations to you guys on a job well done.
Thank you.
Looks like Mr. Prudhomme is here to represent Mr. Herb Harris to recognize the Maintenance Department Employee of the Month.
Good evening, Board President, Mr. Shanklin, Dr. Goffney, members of the Board of Trustees. The Maintenance Department is pleased to announce our Employee of the Month, Vicente Garcia, from our Roofing Department. Vicente Garcia has been working in the Maintenance Department for 8 years as our roofing supervisor. His daily commitment, leadership, and dedication to the department is honorable and definitely an asset. I would like to spotlight a few examples of how he connects, inspires, and impacts the department. During the freeze, the pandemic, and the tropical storms, Mr. Garcia wears many hats to ensure his group supports the district. His favorite line, he tells me all the time, he said, Mr. Prudhomme, don't worry about it, I got it. We can do anything. And so I know when it's in Vicente's hands that the job is gonna get taken care of no matter what it is, and it's gonna be done to correct standards. So he is the person responsible for when we have these rainy days and we may spring a leak somewhere in the roof. He is the one responding. He is the one responding quickly and efficiently. And he has been an integral part and piece of our maintenance department, making sure things run smoothly. So congratulations, Vicente Garcia, on a well-deserved recognition.
Congratulations. I mentioned earlier that October was a busy month, and before we recognize our next presenter, I would like to take a moment to tell you we celebrated National School Lunch Week just last week. A huge thank you to all of our child nutrition staff for providing our students with the nutritious meals they need to thrive and excel. Ms. Susan D'Amico, who leads that area as Executive Director of Child Nutrition, will present the Employee of the Month.
Good evening, Mr. Shanklin, Dr. Goffney, members of the board. It's my pleasure to announce our Employee of the Month, Mercedes Hernandez. She consistently displays the 3 attributes of Aldine ISD leadership to connect, inspire, and impact. Mercedes started working in Aldine ISD 9 years ago as a cafeteria worker. In this role, she was always willing to help others. She was promoted to a lead specialist position at Stellick Elementary 3 years ago. Mercedes has done an exemplary job in this position and functions as a cafeteria manager's right hand. Through her example, Mercedes inspires team members to accept responsibility and work effectively. She also connects with the students by treating them with kindness and respect. In fact, she knows most of the students in Stellick Elementary by name. Last year, in a time of crisis, Mercedes was asked if she could assist a primary school that did not have a full-time manager or a lead specialist. Mercedes did not hesitate to agree to help. She quickly learned the process for successfully leading a primary school kitchen and did so with a positive sense of purpose. When it was time to return to Stellick, Mercedes happily shifted back to her former duties. No matter where she is needed, Mercedes takes ownership of her assignment with an upbeat attitude. She is truly a team player that will do what it takes to have a positive impact on kitchen operations and to take care of our students.
Here, I got you, I got you. Uh-huh.
One, two, three, and one, two, three. Thank you.
Mr. Patrick Mouton, Executive Director of Facilities Planning and Construction Department, will present the Employee of the Month. I see what you did.
Thank you. Board President Paul Shanklin, board members, Dr. Goffney, audience guests. It is my pleasure to present Facilities and Planning Construction of Employee of the Month to Ms. Emily Arreguin. She's our department's Director Secretary to Perla Lane. And Emily's role is to assist the leadership team in ensuring construction projects and goals are completing according to plans and specifications. She has been with the district for 6 years and comes to us as a clerk from the Performing Arts Department. And she has grown, as she's been here, absorbed as much knowledge as she could. And she just continues to grow in her daily duties and tasks within the department. Emily exhibits integrity, respect, and maintains confidentiality in daily operations and with our stakeholders. She supports others in the departments through her coaching and guidance. Emily is persistent in keeping our department in line and focused on the details of processes and procedures that help maintain our department professional credibility. Her daily commitment is accomplished with a positive attitude and a willingness to assist the department in our efforts to improve daily. Emily, thank you for all you do and your dedication to the department and to Aldine ISD.
Patrick, your tie. Oh, it's.
One, two, three. One, two, three. Thank you.
Ms. Stacy Smith, Director of Special Programs, will present this month's grants.
Good evening, President Shanklin, board members, Dr. Goffney, administrative leadership, and ladies and gentlemen, and also people from our virtual audience. Will Dr. Andronetta Marshall, principal at Caraway Elementary, please come forward? Since 1983, Spark has built over 200 community parks throughout the Houston and Harris County. Each park is unique with its design based on ideas and needs of the school and surrounding communities. While all these parks are different, a typical park consists of a modular playground equipment, walking trails, benches, picnic tables, trees, and sometimes outdoor classrooms and public art. So Caraway has joined the Spark Park community. Caraway has a brand new playground to serve the students of Caraway and for public use after the school day has ended and on weekends and holidays for the community. This is funded through Spark Park and the amount is $150,000. Congratulations.
Three and one, two, three. Thank you.
And today was a great day to play in a park. Will Dre Thompson, Executive Director of Athletics, Sandra Mader, Director of Athletic Services, Regina Bolden, Kenneth Hernandez, and Stacy Vinay, please come forward. Improving the health of communities through partnerships is the goal of the Be Well Foundation and MD Anderson. We know that healthy students are better learners and reap the lifetime of benefits from physical fitness and good nutrition. Aldine ISD has received a grant through the Be Well Foundation to extend the coordinated approach to child health at 15 schools. The two-year program will include family engagement activities for health and fitness, an anti-smoking and anti-vaping campaign, and create a fitness trail. The Be Well Acres Home includes 10 programs and partners to expand exercise and healthy eating programs for all ages, build community and school-based gardens, increase access to fresh and healthy food, improve parks, trails, and places for physical activity. Through the Be Well Foundation, the amount of this grant is $234,000.
One, two, three, and 1, 2, 3. Thank you. Thank you.
You got it. And tonight's total for this evening is $384,000. Thank you.
Thank you.
Before we leave, before I leave, I'd like to remind everyone that October is National Principals Month, a time dedicated to celebrating the hardworking, dedicated, and visionary principals across the entire country. Whether you are a teacher, a parent, a student, a community member, I encourage you to take this time to consider just how the principals that you know have helped shape the community in which you live. Show your appreciation to these school leaders. There's a hashtag we have, Thank an Aldine ISD Principal. I'm sure that they would love to hear your stories and really what stories and how you've impacted them or how they've impacted you. Mr. Shanklin, that completes my report.
Thank you, Ms. Reed. We will now move to the consent agenda. The board has had the consent agenda in our possession for study and discussed them at length at the study session last night. Ms. Loera, did we receive any online written comment or forms from members of the public who are present to address any consent agenda items to be voted on by the board?
No, sir, we did not.
Thank you. Do I hear a motion regarding the consent agenda items?
I move that the items B1 to B3, C2A, E1 through E5, G1A, and J1 through J3 on the consent agenda be approved as presented.
Thank you, Mrs. Sparta. Do I have a second?
Second, Mr. Mead.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Mead. We'll begin the vote with you, Mr. Mead.
Mead, yes.
Garcia, yes.
Esparza, yes.
Booker, yes.
Avalos, yes.
Bates, yes.
I vote yes as well. The motion carries. Do I hear a motion regarding the executive session items?
Yes, Mr. Shanklin, there's a motion for item K3B. I move that the board approve the final termination of term contract for Robert McNeil, teacher at Nimitz High School, render a finding that good cause exists to terminate his contract, and authorize the superintendent to issue notice of final termination as discussed in executive session.
Thank you, Dr. Garcia. Is there a second?
I second.
Thank you, Dr. Booker. We'll begin the vote with Mr. Bates.
Bates, yes.
Avalos, yes.
Booker, yes.
Esparza, yes.
Garcia, yes.
Mead, yes.
I vote yes as well. Motion carries. Do I have another motion?
I move that the board render a finding that cause did not exist for Bradley Gilmore, probationary contract teacher at Aldine High School, to resign without consent under section 21.105C of the Texas Education Code, and authorize the superintendent to submit a written complaint for sanction to SBEC as discussed in executive session.
Thank you, Mr. Bates. Is there a second?
Esparza, seconds.
Thank you, Mrs. Sparza. We'll begin the vote with Mr. Mead.
Mead, yes.
Garcia, yes.
Esparza, yes.
Booker, yes.
Avalos, yes.
Bates, yes.
And I vote yes as well. Motion carries. Is there another motion?
Motion for item
K3E. I move that the board render a finding that cause did not exist for Laura McGregory, probationary contract teacher at Aldine High School, to resign without consent under section 21.105C of the Texas Education Code and authorize the superintendent to submit a written complaint for sanctions to SBEC as discussed in executive session.
Thank you, Dr. Booker. Is there a second?
I second the motion.
Thank you, Ms. Avalos. We'll begin to vote with Mr. Bates.
Bates, yes.
Avalos, yes.
Booker, yes.
Esparza, yes.
Garcia, yes.
Mead, yes.
I vote yes as well, and the motion carries. Next, we'll have the report of the administrative staff. Dr. Goffney, do you have any new staff recognitions for this month?
Mr. President, Board of Trustees, we have a few staff promotions to celebrate this month. We're going to begin by welcoming Tiffany Travis Williams from Senior Transportation Manager in Houston ISD to Director of Transportation East in Aldine ISD. Ms. Tiffany Travis Williams is excited to be a part of the Aldine family. Ms. Travis Williams looks forward to providing the students of Aldine with the support they need to excel by providing a safe and reliable mode of transportation. As a former driver, Ms. Travis Williams understands the need to both the staff and campuses. She has worked directly with her team to ensure that to increase their effectiveness and provide the much needed support to our campuses. Her experience and knowledge of student transportation makes her a great fit for Aldine ISD. She will be able to connect, inspire, and have an impact her staff as she understands what it takes to provide a safe and reliable service to all of our students. According to our executive director, Dr. Herman Enamorado, he says that he has full confidence in Ms. Travis Williams and is excited as she will assist the department achieve new heights. Please welcome Ms. Travis Williams.
I would like to thank Dr. Goffney and the Board of Trustees. I would like to thank Mr. Amarato and Mr. Sanders for allowing me to take on this new position. I'm excited to be a part of the new Aldine family, and I look forward to working with the administrators, the campus officials, and parents, and ensuring that we get the students to school safe and on time.
Thank you.
They can come up front and take a picture. Right in the middle.
Congratulations and welcome, Ms. Travis Williams. Next, we're excited for Mrs. Tiana Rodriguez from Math Instructional Specialist at Jones Middle School to Program Director of Middle School Mathematics. She has 16 years of experience in the field of education, all in Aldine. Ms. Rodriguez plans to support campus mathematics leaders on how to bring the mathematics framework to fruition on all campuses. She's excited to collaborate with leaders and teachers on how to implement our new curriculum and engage students in quality math experiences. Our Chief Academic Officer, Dr. Todd Davis, and our Assistant SUP, Dr. Matt Warford, stated that Mrs. Rodriguez was selected because of her passion for math and her commitment to ensuring our new curriculum has a strong, successful launch. She is respected by our peers and is a leader of leaders amongst the middle school math teachers and instructional specialists in Aldine ISD. The Teaching and Learning Department can't wait to see her execute her exciting plans for our new way forward with mathematics. Please join me in celebrating Ms. Tiana Rodriguez.
Thank you, Dr. Goffney. Thank you, Board of Trustees. Thank you, my Aldine family. Dr. Warford, thank you so much for giving me this opportunity. Thank you, Ms. Emerson, for trusting me to lead the charge in middle school, because middle school matters. I'm very proud to stand here. I'll make this brief. I'm an Eisenhower graduate. Go Big Ike. And to be standing in front of you at my 17th year, I couldn't be prouder. I know we have learning loss and some steps to go, but with the new curriculum that we have in place for our students, I ensure that we're going to go for, Mr. Mead, and ensure that our 8th grade students are ready for high school and those choices and opportunities. Thank you.
Supporting you, want to announce your family members? Yes. Who's here supporting you? Yeah.
The middle school.
2, 3, and 1, 2, 3. Thank you.
Congratulations, Ms. Margaret. Next, we're excited to announce Jonathan Kegler from Assistant Principal at Jones Middle School to Principal at Young Men's Leadership Academy. Mr. Kegler is thankful to Aldine ISD for this opportunity to lead the Young Men's Leadership Academy. He is committed to creating an environment where our young men are provided choices and opportunities that will empower them to reach their maximum potential. Our school assistant, Sue, future Dr. Nguyen, she identified Mr. Kegler as the perfect fit to launch Aldine's all-boys school because he believes in cultivating learning experiences that are rooted in leadership and community. In addition, his experience leading at the elementary level and middle school level made him a perfect fit. Please join me in celebrating Mr. Jonathan Kegler, our inaugural Young Men's Leadership Academy principal.
Thank you so much, Dr. Goffney, Board of Trustees, Ms. Amerson, Ms. Nguyen, Dream Team 3. I can finally say, put me in, Coach. The Office of Transformation has been such a welcome to me. And I'm just honest to be excited to be able to give choices and opportunities to the young males of Aldine ISD. It is an honor, and I cannot wait to get started with the work. Thank you so much.
Any family members?
And my family is in the back. If you could come up, my Jones Middle School family as well. Thank you.
With this way, please. Okay. 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3. Thank you.
Congratulations, Mr. Kegler. Next, we're excited.
I think you got this win.
Thank you.
Next, we're excited about the promotion of Ms. Leanda Ashley from Assistant Principal at Gray Elementary School to Principal at Gray Elementary School. She has 23 years of experience in the field of education with all of those years here in Aldine ISD. Ms. Leanda Shanier Ashley believes all children deserve a quality education. Leanda plans to work collaboratively with her staff and school community to implement initiatives to improve campus culture, increase teacher capacity, and improve student achievement. Successful schools require leaders who lead differently. School Assistant Soup Dr. Watson says that Ms. Ashley was selected as the next great principal of Gray Elementary as she has worked tirelessly to establish a culture of instructional excellence. Ms. Ashley's goal is to continue to provide a supportive climate and culture at Gray Elementary that is conducive to teaching and learning. By doing so, every teacher and every student can experience growth to their highest potential. Please join me in congratulating Ms. Leanda Ashley.
Thank you, Dr. Goffney. Thank you, Board of Trustees. Thank you, Dr. Watson. Thank you, Aldine community and my family out there. I am truly excited to stand before you. When I think about my journey to get here, my message to everyone logged in and sitting here present is that dreams do come true. And education is something that no one can ever take away from you. So great family that's logged in live watching today, we will continue the work. Hashtag great possible, the power of Team One. I also have my family here, my dad, my husband, and my daughter. My other daughter's at college. She's a Harvard graduate, so I'm excited about that. And also my parents and family in Louisiana in a small town of DeQuincy. Thank you for believing in me and making a way when we thought there was no way. Thank you.
Congratulations. Next, we're excited about the promotion of Chelsea Fields from Math Instructional Specialist at Vines EC Pre-K School to Assistant Principal at Vines EC Pre-K School. Ms. Fields plans to ensure that our youngest learners are equipped with the foundational tools and resources needed to fit the profile of a global learner at which students are capable to perform in any and every arena of their choice. School Assistant Sue, Dr. Patty Rodriguez, and Principal, Ms. Linda Reed, stated that they're excited about Ms. Fields because she is committed to making sure our students leave us ready for first grade. She connects with the staff by building relationships and allowing for dialogue with our staff to build that trust. Ms. Fields also inspires others by bringing out their strengths and helping them to cultivate and grow. She is also impactful by making student-driven decisions based on data. We are excited that she is joining our team in a different capacity. Congratulations, the new Assistant Principal, Ms. Chelsea Fields.
Dr. Goffney, Board of Trustees, Ms. Reed, and Ms. Rodriguez, thank you for this opportunity to serve as Assistant Principal at Vines Primary. I am overly excited to be able to ensure that all of our students receive a high quality and equitable education at which they can build upon. Thank you to my fellow colleagues that are present tonight, and also my family, my friends, my village, my biggest supporters. Thank you for your presence tonight. And again, I am grateful for this reward and opportunity. I have my family members here, so you all can go ahead and come up. Ms. Reed, Ms. Marquez, Ms. Rodriguez, come on up too.
All of it. At this time, we'd like to celebrate the promotion of Ms. Natanya Holmes, who is currently a social studies teacher at MacArthur High School, but is being promoted to assistant principal at Houston Academy. Ms. Holmes is excited about joining the dynamic leadership team at Houston Academy, where she hopes to influence the academic success of all students by connecting and collaborating with teachers and staff to promote instructional excellence. Ms. Holmes is thrilled to join the Village, a campus that strives to help every scholar be the very best version of themselves. School Assistant Sue, Dr. Watson, and Principal Dr. Stewart says that Ms. Holmes was selected out of a list of highly qualified candidates to become part of Jules Simpson Houston Academy's Village based on her proven track record of academic success and approach to student learning. They felt that she is both a great fit for the campus as well as a dynamic team one. Congratulations, Mr. Tanya Holmes.
Good evening. Thank you, Dr. Goffney. Thank you, Board of Trustees. I would like to also thank Dr. Watson and especially Dr. Stewart for giving me this opportunity. I know that everything is about timing, and I know that the time is now. I know that the one thing I wanted most is to fit in with a family, and I have found a family at Houston Academy. I'm so excited to begin to work with teachers and students and to promote excellence at Houston Academy. Thank you very much. Yes, I do have my mother and my children here. If you could come up at this time.
Thank you.
And last but certainly not least, we have another promotion to celebrate. Dr. Reginald Wright from Social Studies Instructional Specialist at Aldine Middle School to Assistant Principal at Grantham Academy. He has 8 years of experience in education, all of them within Aldine ISD. Dr. Reginald Wright is excited to join Panther Nation at Grantham Academy. He looks forward to working with the campus leadership team and the staff in a collective pursuit to not only meet students' instructional needs, but also their social and emotional needs. As a proud product of Aldine ISD, Dr. Wright is honored to have been given this opportunity and is committed to the work that will make a positive impact on the lives of students in the community where he grew up. School Assistant Soup, LaTanya Emerson, and Principal, Mr. Hepworth, are both excited to have Dr. Wright as part of the Grantham administrative team because of his ability to make connections with students and teachers, his ability to critically analyze data to identify specific needs and implement instructional strategies to address them, and his ability to work with and grow professional staff. He exemplifies Aldine's leadership definition with his ability to connect, inspire, and have an impact. As he said in his closing remarks during his panel interview, you can't go wrong when you choose right.
Thank you, Dr. Goffney. Board of Trustees, first giving honor to God, who's the head of my life. To my principal, the current principal, my former principal, in a couple of weeks, Ms. Van Wassenhove. To my next principal, Mr. Hepworth, I do appreciate your guidance. I do appreciate your leadership and your training and your coaching. I do look forward to the work that we will do to transform lives and to ensure that all of our students have choices and opportunities today and tomorrow and into the future. I do want to say thank you to Aldine as an organization. I would not be where I am without God. A friend of mine says that I can merely throw the dice, but he determines how they fall. And being a product of Aldine, they have failed with promise and favor in my life. I thank God and I thank you all for the opportunity to serve our community and continue serving our community. With me on tonight, I have my sister, my brother did have to leave. My nephew plays for a soccer league team, so he had to go to practice, but my sister and her children are here. My principal, one of the best principals in the world, Ms. Van Wassenhove, and the next best principal in the world. Mr. Hepworth is here. Ms. Amerson is here. Thank you for your confidence. Also, two of the greatest educators that have ever walked the face of the earth, Ms. Gail Naylor and Ms. Dr. Jeff McKenna are here on today. They are also the work that was done at Teague Middle School transformed my life, and I would not be where I am without them and their training. I think that well, no, it's not. My brother from another mother, Mr. Matthias Stromer is here, and also some family friends and some work friends as well. I thank you for your confidence. And again, I work every single day to make everyone understand that you cannot go wrong when you choose right.
Make it, make it, make it.
You want this way, please? Ready? 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3. Thank you.
Mr. President, Board of Trustees, that concludes our announcements for tonight.
Thank you, Dr. Goffney. It has been brought to my attention that the board has voted on an executive session item that has been withdrawn, and that's item K3B. Do we have a motion to reverse the action?
I move to reverse the motion on item K3D as the item had been withdrawn from the agenda.
Do I have a second?
I second the motion.
Thank you, Mr. Bates. Thank you, Ms. Avalos. Mr. Bates, we'll begin the vote with you.
Bates, yes.
Avalos, yes.
Booker, yes.
Esparza, yes.
Garcia, yes.
Mid, yes.
I vote yes as well. Motion carries. Mrs. Esparza, do we have any board committee reports and/or updates?
We do not have any at this time.
Thank you, Mrs. Esparza. The Board of Trustees training hours. School board members must complete training that is required by the State Board of Education. And we must publicly announce whether each board member has met their training requirements. The announcement must be made at the last regular meeting of the board before an election of trustees. Annual announcement provides consistent public transparency and accountability. Board members must receive continuing education training hours in 7 areas, including local district orientation, orientation to the Texas Education Code, post-legislative update to the Texas Education Code, team building, additional continuing education based on the framework for governance leadership, evaluating and improving student outcomes, and child abuse prevention. I'm glad to say that all board members have completed the post-legislative update in the Texas Education Code and exceeded the annual team building training hours. All of our board members have met and exceeded the additional continuing education training hours. These hours are from October 17th, 2020 through October 15th, 2021. Randy Bates, position 1, has completed 24.75 hours. I have, in position 2, have completed 33.5 hours. Ms. Avalos, position 3, has completed 39.25 hours. Connie Esparza, position 4, has completed 71 hours. Steve Mead, position 5, has completed 45 hours. Dr. Kimberly Booker, position 6, has completed 52.75 hours. And Dr. Viola Garcia, position 7, has completed 25 hours. The following board members have completed the biennial training on evaluating and improving student outcomes. That would be Mrs. Connie Esparza, Mrs. Steve Mead, and myself. The following board members have time remaining to complete the biennial training on evaluating and improving student outcomes. That's Ms. Rose Avalos, Dr. Kimberly Booker, Dr. Viola Garcia, and Mr. Bates. The following board members have completed the biennial training on child abuse prevention. That's Dr. Viola Garcia. The following board members have time remaining to complete the biennial training on child abuse prevention, and that's Ms. Rose Avalos, Ms. Connie Esparza, Dr. Kimberly Booker, Mr. Mead, myself, and Mr. Bates. The framework for school board development outlines the vision, structure, and accountability, advocacy, and unity need to provide local educational programs and services that will promote excellence in student academic achievement. Initially adopted by the State Board of Education in January 1996, the framework was first updated in July 2012 and in November 2020. The State Board of Education approved the revised framework. Board members and Dr. Goffney, a copy of the framework for school board development has been provided to you. Now we have the open forum for patrons designed to be heard. Ms. Loera, do we have received any written comments or forms from members of the public?
We did not receive any online comments, but we do have some present tonight.
In front of me, I have 2, and the board now will, let me read this. This is the portion of the board. This is the portion of the board meeting when the board receives input from members of the public. The posting of this meeting included a link for the public to provide written comments. Those comments will be read by Ms. Loera, but she said there will be limited to 3 minutes. She will provide a summary of those comments submitted, which discusses the same issue. For each person present in the board window who wishes to address the board will have 3 minutes to speak per board policy. When there are large numbers of individuals wishing to speak to the board, the presiding officer may make adjustments to public comment procedures. There's a clock at the podium and on the wall that will indicate when your 3 minutes are up. Because of topic posting requirements of the Open Meetings Act, board members are not permitted to answer any questions posed to the board by the patron, and no action can be taken on any issue presented during this time. If you wish to ask questions of the board, you may submit them in writing addressed to the superintendent's office, and the board may consider them at a subsequent meeting. If you are an employee or an employee's representative, please be advised that the grievance policy deadlines are not waived. If you have documents to pass out to the board, please identify those documents. Finally, please be aware that rules of decorum will be enforced during the public comment period. Please refrain from making comments directed at specific individuals employees, or students by name to avoid any potential breach of confidentiality. If you have any complaints regarding specific individuals, please provide those in writing addressed to the superintendent for her attention. Each participant is legally responsible for the content and the consequences of his or her own statements. And I have 3 members of the public that wants to be heard, and we'll start with Steve Moore.
Thank you. Do you want me to push the start button here or somebody else push that? Okay. Members of the Aldine Board and staff, my name is Steve Moore. I plan to send a copy of this essay to the Texas Board of Education because I think they need it more than you all. I support Aldine and celebrate your hard-won achievements. However, statistically, most Aldine graduates will earn far less in their lifetime than gets spent on them. And improving STAR test results will do little to change this, but teaching life skills, morals, critical thinking, professional behavior, and work ethic is our school's best chance to help maintain a sustainable society for all of us. I started my career as an engineer for Texas Instruments and also taught material science at the university level. I love learning, but as president of an investment company with roughly 300 employees, I assure you it is mostly life skills that determines who gets promoted and who gets fired. None of the academics we teach really matters. And the proof is that most of it is soon forgotten anyway. For example, we have some managers earning over 60,000 who soon forgot how to convert square yards into square feet or calculate the area of a triangle. But by the way, if instead of memorizing how the formula for the area of a triangle, if you just visualize how a triangle fits into a rectangle, you can easily visualize that it is half the area of the rectangle it fits in. And in the process, deductive reasoning is boosted in the student. 2 generations ago, more kids went to church, watched TV shows that promoted moral values. Remember Lassie and those shows? And work ethic. And during playtime, they learned how to get along with others. Kids today spend more time on their electronic devices, and their digital time is filled with sex violence and the bad guy winning. Aldine's mission statement includes to prepare students for a successful life. That's your mission statement. Therefore, teaching life skills, especially those students with a dysfunctional home life, and you have a lot of them, I know personally, should be a higher, because they rent from me, should be a higher priority than teaching academics. I hope board members can incognito observe typical classes, maybe picked at random, and see firsthand that for most students, the academic skills are seen as just not relevant. But students do pay attention during life skills discussions.
Mr. Moore, your time has expired. Do you want to wrap up real quick?
One more sentence. For example, if math is taught by comparing your personal wealth achievement, renting versus buying a home, then the students pay attention to the math. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Mr. Moore. Next, we'll hear from Victor Chida. Chida. Excuse me if I mispronounced your name.
Hello. Yeah, my name is Victor Chidi, and I'm a senior at Aldine High School. And I just wanted to touch up briefly on how we're able to use like our phones. Every high school that's in the Aldine ISD, they're able to use their phones like in the hallway and everything, but we're only able to listen to music during like the hallways or like class exchange or anything like that. And I don't think it's like, because the way it's set up in our school is as like, they say it's okay for you to listen to music here and there, but we're not even able to like pause or play the music. And every time that we try to like even whip out our phone or just to, you know, just to start the music, like we do like say, can you put your phone up or anything like that? And I do feel like that because of our phones, like that's an outlet for some students to talk to other students and when they want to confide in each other. I do remember, like I'm a senior right now, and I remember in my freshman year, I did have a panic attack and I wasn't able to talk verbally with anybody who was around me or anything like that. But at the Aldine Ninth Grade Center, we were able to use our phones. So while I was in the hallway, I was able to text one of my friends that I really like deeply entrusted, and I was able to confide within them, and they were able to calm me down, even though like they weren't with me. And like still to this day, like I still remember her name and everything like that. So, and then another thing I have to say is that when it comes to athletics, I feel like other schools like CTE or Victory, like they don't have the same opportunity as Aldine or Davis because they don't have the option to go play athletics. They're only based on their like academic merit for scholarships or everything like that. And yeah, that's it.
Thank you. And thank you for the effort of coming to the meeting. Lastly, I have Ms. Candace Houston.
Good evening, President Shanklin, Dr. Gaffney, and board members. My name is Candace Houston. I'm speaking before you tonight in my role as a taxpayer of Aldine ISD. My views that I will be expressing tonight are my personal opinion and not that of Aldine AFT. I have been a part of the Aldine ISD community since 2006. I have been observant of the shifts that have occurred, including that of the demographics of students. One of the items that always stood out to me is how the Aldine ISD Board of Trustees, more than 95% of the time, always voted unanimously on school business. In addition, when it came to school board races, the incumbents would band together and run on the same slate. In 2021, another shift has happened. We have individuals on the current Board of Trustees and others who feel that a certain ethnicity should have more representation on the school board. This mindset is not healthy for the district. Leadership starts at the top. It is important that leaders set a good example. In my opinion, the current board is a good representation of the Aldine ISD community. This district is still diverse and all parties deserve to be represented. The deceitfulness and unethical things that are being done is disheartening. This is not the Aldine ISD that I have grown to love. No matter who wins the school board election, someone will not be happy. We have to return focus to all students and not personal agendas. All of our actions should be for the betterment of our students. I will close with a quote from poet and author Maya Angelou. In diversity, there is beauty and there is strength. Imagine the strength this district can have if everyone embraces and respects all races. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. A quick announcement is that I received messages that in the top of the second, the Red Sox are ahead 2-1. Do I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Mr. Mead, do I have a second?
Bates, second.
Thank you, Mr. Bates. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. We stand adjourned at 8:14.